Okay.
Hello and welcome everyone on EGL. You are currently watching a first time on this channel, and that is an F1 2020 race. We are not quite hopping into the season yet. We are doing a little bit of a social race at Australia to get ready on the new game, to get warmed up with it, see what the racing's like, and prepare everything. So we're good to go next week when the seasons for SLR and Tour with all their tiers and oh my god, it's like 7 tiers over them, across them, start, and that's why we're here tonight, and we're gonna watch a race with the usual league format, with a selection of 2SRL drivers, and I'm Timo. You might have heard my voice before, and another voice you haven't heard in quite a while, for sure, is alongside me. Hello!
Hello everyone, it is Terra here. And yeah, it's been a little while since I've done this, hasn't it? It's been a little while, but really good to be back. Looking forward to seeing, this is literally the first time that I have seen F1 2020 in action. I don't have a wheel here, so I can't drive, but I can certainly watch and I can certainly talk about what we're seeing. So yeah, it's going to be a fun one.
The camera angles are already brilliant. I saw the back of some tents when I tried to watch drivers. So I'm settling in here. It looks quite normal to me. I think this should be. Oh my god, no. Well.
Oh, what?
Nothing too important, but they've made it bad, and now I can't properly change drivers without using my brain. Oh, that's brilliant. Okay.
Oh, that's right, because yeah. So all right, so that's not just me then. So yeah, they have to. You have to go click down to go to spectate,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
very irritating. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Incredibly annoying. Well.
Oh well, we'll get used to it.
It's a little bit of a brain exercise. I mean, I've got precisely 1 year time to get my brain used to pressing 3 buttons instead of 2. So that should be doable. That's my challenge.
Reconfiguration of muscle memory will be okay.
God. So,
I'm watching Mr. Bugos, and let's talk about Mr. Bugos for a second, because I understand that he's rather quick on on this game.
I would love showing the people on boards, but apparently, is it just me, or can you?
Well, I'm using the spectator menu, so I don't know if there's a hotkey. There might be a hotkey. Yeah, there's a hotkey, right? It's like the Y button or something on the Xbox controller.
It's something else. When I go TV pod, it goes into review.
Oh, okay. I'm not having those issues, so.
I am. I'm actually going to quickly turn my wheel off to make sure it's not like that. Oh, I think it was some like pedal input from my rig. That's okay. Well, can't blame the game. It's my fault. Okay, now we're going. That's why we're doing this. It's perfect. Okay, so. Some idiots copy Satoshi Slash. We're getting the first laps. 20 drivers for this tonight, and there are quite some fast people. You've talked about Yugos, and he has been exceeding all expectations in the sort of build-up to this season. He's done some really quick times in time trial. He is absolutely... yeah, he's doing really well with this new game, and I think he's going to be a major challenger when it comes to potentially winning a title on SLR or 2SRL. It might be a little early to speak on that, as the 2SRL grid will be incredibly stacked, but it does look good for him, and one of his main challengers is the man who has put it on pole for now. That is some idiot. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, new game, same old situation at the front of the grid. Some idiot and copy up there. We've always seen them as two of the top drivers that we look at, and they are today as well.
How much do you know about the new game? Like, is there?
I know that ERS is different and
handling
better, quote unquote. I don't know too much about the handling. I talked to Bance, and he said it was. Like F1 2017, but with like sticky tires and all of that stuff, which didn't inspire me with confidence, but he assured me that it was good.
It is good in my opinion. Indeed, it is basically. The thing he's trying to say is that you actually feel like you have a downforce, like for high speed downforce. It doesn't feel like, I mean, in the past games when you drive, sort of to me it felt like everything was just like mechanical grip, and that's about it. But here in this game you actually feel how when your car gets quicker you have more of it. So
Okay.
Quick corners are incredibly fun. Like Maggots and Beckets is insanely fun. Driving Puhon is super cool. And
that sounds
sort of
great.
Stuff. Yeah, I think so too. So I'm looking forward to that. But low corners are really tough because there's like incredible low speed understeer. You have to kind of get rid of that with the setup. But I guess that's kind of realistic. And then
well, I'm just thinking back to, because we drove the Formula Hybrid Assetto Corsa cars, right?
Yeah.
And that was definitely a characteristic of them. They have like very, very awkward and low speed corners, so like a lot of understeer and snap oversteer in like if you weren't set up properly. So it sounds to me like it's a little bit closer to that, which is got to be a good thing, right?
Yeah, it feels close to that. The force feedback is also really good. It's not Assetto Corsa like it's not as good as Assetto Corsa, but I feel like I can actually feel the car now. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, you know me. I'm not really good at diagnosing problems with my driving and like where the car goes wrong and building setups. But in this game, like I've had some moments where I actually like took TT setups and I could actually tell which setup is better where for me. So I mean, and I feel like I got that because I actually understand what the car tries to do with me in the. Yeah,
Mr. Bugaz spins in the second sector out of the fast chicane.
Ooh.
And that's 2 laps that he's not managed to set a time in now, so some early season nerves coming in, I don't know.
Yeah, he might also just not try and not give his hand away, I don't know. I doubt he's going on purpose, but he has put a lot of time into Australia, and I'm thinking he's trying to like absolutely nail his lap. The top lap right now is in 19.7, and I've seen Yugos absolutely smashing that lap time, so maybe it's just that.
Could be. Yeah, he wants to set a marker, and if he can't set a marker, he's gonna go out in style.
Yeah, the one more aspect that has changed about the game, which is, I mean, debatable. The track limits have kind of changed, and they got stricter but more consistent, I think. So it's
okay.
I don't know what to think about it because, I mean, Bance always likes to point this out, that racing in reality is actually, in fact, not about stewards watching the car in every corner and say like, oh yeah, you get a 1 second penalty for that. That doesn't happen, obviously. So it's kind of unrealistic in that aspect. But then again, so I don't like that a lot of racing is going to come down to penalties, even more than last game. But at least it's less about tossing a coin and hoping you...
I mean, that sounds like a really good change to me, because that is one of the really big frustrations that I had with racing in all of the F1 games up to now, is that sometimes you get nailed for a penalty or a warning, and sometimes you don't, and it's not consistent at all. So that at least like it does like increase the fairness, which I think is great.
Yeah, it's just kind of unfortunate. If I look at ACC, I don't think anyone's like properly exploiting track limits at all. But and I mean, the system there works. You have 4 warnings, you get a drive-through. Your race is basically over, so everyone knows that they can't overdo it. But meanwhile, F1, it's more of a thing as a commentator. I don't like having to count penalties. It's anticlimactic to me.
No, absolutely it is. Hugo messaged me to say that today was the first time that he'd gotten on the game.
So
there you go. I don't believe you, Hugo. I'm sorry.
He's probably... I mean, he's taken his first 5 hours off of his life since the game was released, so it's okay. Had 5 hours of free time, and now he's back on the game. No, just kidding. So Speedy, who has warned me that he's going to be incredibly slow, is currently residing in P2.
That's unlike Speedy, to play down his chances.
Doesn't sound like
it's
him.
Not. It's not actually. Yeah.
That's going to be a thing you can look forward to in the newly formed Renault team. Doesn't sound like anyone would ever do that. I certainly don't. By the way, I'm really bad at Kyalami. I did like 2 hours of running before this, and I'm 2 seconds off pace. Yes, I said it.
Oh dear. Is that where the race is tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just my usual thing. I'm really terrible the day before the race, and then everyone hates on me. I mean, they've got a reason. And then the race day, I'm usually fine.
What lap times are you doing out of interest?
Huh?
What lap times are you doing there out of interest?
Kyalami?
Yeah.
Well, I did a 41.8 in quali at the end. That's not 2 seconds off. I'm fine with that time. But like race pace, I'm doing mid 43s, and I heard that like the top of the league say that they expect low 42s to high 40. I don't believe them. So.
Yeah, I can remember doing 42s, but like not low 42s consistently. I don't think. But yeah. Anyway, enough ACC talk. Sorry, I was just curious. But yeah, it's I don't know. It'll be. I heard from Milos that he's had a struggle at the start of the season.
Same.
Yeah.
Not much better than 5th. My best race so far has been Monza, which is unlike me. Because my worst track. But what you gonna do except practice and cry about your pace? That's usually my go-to. Triton is in P5, so he's doing relatively well. Copy in P4, and Hagrid, who said he wasn't gonna drive here, and who said he wasn't gonna drive online at all, because comparing his pace to other drivers is just gonna make him depressed, who is in the first race, whatever they're doing here.
He's up in P7. Yeah, he's doing all right.
He's doing well.
Absolutely.
I think he's gotten a lot quicker since he kind of quit F1, done ACC. He's gotten better.
Yeah, I gather that and certainly ACC, he was like massive improvement there. I remember talking to you about that, and I remember seeing it as well at the end of last season. So yeah, really good. And yeah, 1.3 seconds off the very top at the moment, which isn't a million miles away. So good stuff.
Yeah, we're seeing the grid being a little bit spread so far, and Icewind, Danny, and Yugos. I mean, we've talked plenty about Yugos, but Icewind and Danny haven't set times either. I wonder where they would slot in, and just from knowing them, I would expect them to be like somewhere around the top. So let's go on board with Yugos for the last sector, and let's see what he can do. 19.3 is the time.
Copy just put in a 19.7 to go P2. I watched the end of that lap. It was very tidy, unlike that. Oh dear. I was too deep into that corner.
It was indeed, and he's gonna come across, and I doubt that's gonna be the top. That is. So
that's a 20-0 with that mistake. He lost like most of a second there with that mistake. He would have been right up there, I think, without that. He went way too deep into the left-hander, so I think Hugo's showing his pace there, even though he's only 4th on the grid at the moment.
I mean, only 4th. Plus 7/10 off, so yeah, makes sense. This is confusing me. Why can I? Hello?
Mr. Jensen, good to see you in chat. I don't have a cold, and I've not had a few drinks too much last night. My mic is different. So yeah, this is what I sound like. Timo actually said that before we came on air, that I sounded like I had a cold. But no, I don't. It's just the mic.
So giving slipstream to Triton right now is Euros. Oh, is that Triton? Another. Oh, that's not Triton. It's Justin. Another feature I don't know if I like, and I don't even know if it's intentional. There's no custom driver numbers anymore.
What's happened here? Tipsy and Hagrid have had a coming together. Tipsy is out of the session. Hagrid is trying to 3-point turn it Austin Powers style. And another crash! A Renault piling in. Who was that? It was Speedy. What on earth is happening?
Guessing. I mean that. Oh no! The rejoin.
Oh yeah, well, just about. Yeah, just about. That was a fun time. That's what we like to see.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, locks up. I don't know how you got in there.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened. I only saw the aftermath of it. Tipsy and Hagrid coming together.
Get in there,
So
Speedy.
yeah.
That was very confusing. It almost looked like Speedy was trying to have a fun time and drove into that after bottling his lap. But I'm not sure. I mean,
I'm just gonna check some idiot because the
he's improved again.
lap time. He's done 3 lap times, haven't he? All of which. Oh no, actually the first one wouldn't quite have been good enough for pole position, but certainly the last 2, both good enough for pole position. So good stuff from some idiot, showing that he's not only fast but very consistent as well.
Icewind is trying to justify saying that he deserves tier 4 by not
no.
saying a good time. It must be a plot. Hello, Milos. Milos is in chat.
Hello, Milos. Yeah, good to see everyone in chat. By the way, I have very definitely missed this a lot. So really good to be back, and fingers crossed with everything going well. But I should be around for the start of the SLR season next week. So we will hopefully be back to normal service as far as that's concerned.
I can't make any statements about how much I miss this without making Joel sad, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh,
just kidding.
Well, Joel is. I mean, yeah, we should say I have been watching some of the races, and Joel has been doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
That kid has got a future in terms of broadcasting. I think he's a very, very capable commentator, and he's been honing his craft. So good to see that he's been doing that. And absolutely fantastic job.
Satoshi, my eternal arch nemesis, has done 1:19.6, which is a very good time. His time trial is, or unless he's improved it since the one fateful night where I decided I will not go to sleep until I beat Satoshi's time. Unless he's improved since then, he has just beaten his time trial time, because that's a 19.8. And so 19.6, very fine time from him. I hope. Well, I don't know. Has he dropped his assists? Because yeah, I'm still salty. That's you can't take that away from me.
Yeah, I've the throttle and brake displays are quite different now, aren't they, compared to what they were?
But I think they are. Well, they are kind of unintuitive on one hand, but then again, weren't they like circles in the last game?
It was like the outside of a circle, wasn't it, around the gear?
Yeah, so I think this is better.
Gear display.
Like you can actually do like VOD reviews basically and compare how far down the throttle is. You don't have to say, oh yeah, that's 90 degrees throttle. Very good job.
Yeah, absolutely. Hugo on a fast one. I'm going to keep my eye on him because he's got room for improvement. He's a 10th up on his time, but of course we saw him make that mistake in Sector 3 before, so this is going to be a fast lap from Hugo, and I think this is going to be challenging right up at the very front. He's got Jesus Christ in front of him, which is not where you want to be on an F1 track at least, but maybe in other walks of life that's what you want, but not on an F1 track. So he manages to navigate that corner, the left-hander just there, and I have a feeling this is going to be pole position for Hugo. It might even be an 18.
Very good time. And
very
it's a
close,
19.3, just behind some idiot.
Yep, so within a 10th, there was a little bit of a mistake in the fast chicane that I saw. The fast left-right, he ran a little bit wide on the exit, didn't get the throttle down. So that was where that 10th went, I think. But solid lap, nonetheless, he's on the front row.
Yeah, and Danny didn't put a time in as well as Icewind, so they are going to start from the back of the grid, and I expect them to pass several drivers on their way up the order, because even though they have bottled qualifying, they are certainly quick drivers, and will be interesting to see their way through the grid.
Yep, it's going to be interesting. Jesus Christ, unfortunately, has a 5-place grid penalty, which,
I mean, you gotta give the man some slack, he is quite old.
Yeah, I guess it just goes to show that, being the Lord and Savior only gets you so far. It doesn't get you a free pass with the F1 stewards. So he'll be starting at the back of the grid. Some idiot. I promise I'll stop the Jesus Christ references now. But up at the front, we got Some Idiot and Hugo at the front. Copy and Satoshi on the second row. Speedy and Bantz, actually. We haven't talked about Bantz, but that's a good lap from him. Putting him on the third row of the grid. Triton and Hagrid, P7 and 8. Justin and Formula Chris, who is a newcomer, I think.
Yes.
This season. So welcome to him. He rounds out the top 10.
He's a newcomer indeed, and it's going to be very interesting at the start of this race because there are, of course, the ERS changes, which you said you knew about, and you said you know that people say it's better, but that's about it, right? So,
yeah, pretty much. So it's like you only there's 0, 1, and 2 now, right? So 0 is off or low, 1 is normal, 2 is overtake.
Not quite there. I mean, there's none. 0, 1, 2, and 3. But
okay.
You can't switch in the race. Like 0 is
okay.
Only for like in practice you can do whatever you want and you have all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And in the race you only have 1, which is the race 1, and then you can press the overtake button, which is like the LMP hybrid. And then you switch. Then you switch to 3, whereas in qualifying you're locked into 2. And you can't boost or anything.
Okay.
So.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah, you have a battery.
Oh yeah, I see. There's an overtake button.
Exactly, and
Okay.
that one is going to be really interesting. We have played loads of ERS games on, like in the end of last season, and that was only when I started like really picking up on that and started analyzing it when doing the commentary, tried to point that out, and that has basically become a lot more straightforward now because, I mean, you boost, you lose battery, you don't. So
yeah, that's really good.
Interesting. And at the start, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge because you can start with the overtake button activated, but it's going to be a little bit nice job bands on traction, a bit tough on traction with the overtake button. So maybe maybe some people don't use it. I don't know. I think the best thing is to use it.
Okay. Yeah. That's interesting because I mean I think like I've not tried it obviously, but as a concept I love it. It was a really kind of irritating and like immersion breaking thing for me to like to have that level of ERS management necessary out of every single corner when it's definitely not in the real cars. That's not how it works. So good to see that they've made that a little bit more true to life and a little bit simpler and a little bit less fiddly.
Yeah,
I guess.
I agree.
Obviously, I haven't tried it, but those are my thoughts.
Basically, the moment where I decided, okay, I changed my opinion and gonna league race in this game was when like they were doing the virtual GP, and then the voice call George Russell told the others that he's played F1 2020 and it's like a lot better. It doesn't have the gear. It doesn't have the gear things. It has more downforce and it has a realistic ERS. So I decided, okay, this is gonna be good, and let's hope we will see some of that in this race as the drivers.
You want to take the start?
I will take the start. Got the camera.
Okay.
So we've got Hugos on the inside of Some Idiot. Australia turn 1 and 2. I don't know, maybe not the best passing opportunity, but we're gonna see maybe Hugos can make this work in the Alpha next to Some Idiot, and the lights are out for the first time on F1 2020, and I think Hugos has not got the best of starts, and the grid is already bugging out. He's slotting in behind Some Idiot in P2, Copy is in P3, Speedy P4, Satoshi, and there's yellow flags. I think there's
a crash at the back. Yeah, Justin, and Jesus Christ, and Tipsy into the wall in a big way.
It was Bans, yeah.
It was Bans, yeah, the standings are not working for me at all. I have to try and work out what's going on.
This is irritating, and Icewind already ends the race for himself, so I don't know what happened to him there. Wait, where's Tipsy actually? I can't see. He is behind Justin and Slash, so he's literally in last. So maybe you were correct. Both of the McLarens had big incidents.
Okay, so I think the timings are sorting themselves out. We got I at least have the predicted pit stop strategy graphic up, which is pretty cool. That's a nice new addition for this game, but it's some idiot from Hugo's. Copy 3rd, Speedy 4th in the Renault, Satoshi 5th in the Haas, Triton 6th in the Ferrari, and the top seven cars pretty much making a break at the moment. Formula Chris and Alexander 8th and 9th, and Danny Co running out the top 10.
Yeah, Danny has made a massive has made massive improvements at the start. I think he came from like the whole back, and while Iceman's race has drawn to a close already, the guy starting alongside Danny has sliced his way through the order. And now Bance, I think, is going for pit. No, he's just dropping down. Yeah, I mean, his car is completely destroyed. Right side front wing basically dead. He and Slash both already into the pit lane.
Yep, absolutely. So
somewhere alongside Satoshi or something? No, I'm sorry. Oh,
no, the gaps I think still haven't sorted themselves out. Slash gets himself a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, but yeah, I guess the gaps are kind of sorting themselves out now. We got a little bit of a gap between Hagrid in 7th and Formula Chris in 8th. Otherwise, everyone following at a respectable distance from each other. And yeah, you talked about Danico. He's on medium tires as well. So Danico being on the mediums means that from the back of the grid, he's on the back of that pack and might have an advantage when it comes to keeping the hard tires in check later on in the race.
Oh god, this graphic. It's popped up twice in 30 seconds.
Oh wow, yeah, and it's just done it again. Yeah, it's a little bit obnoxious. I think they need to sort that out. Needs to be maybe something that can be turned on.
Control it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry for that sound. I need to mute something.
Okay, gap between the top 4 staying pretty steady. They look like they're making a break. DRS, of course, enabled at the end of this lap. 3 seconds already for Danny.
Also for Tipsy, and I think that already shows that the track limits are a good bit stricter. And I think one of the biggest priorities for me personally in this game is going to be learning how to not get penalties. I think that might even be more important than squeezing out these extra 10s in lap time. We've got yellows. That is Fropsy, all the way down in P17, and he is heading into the pits now.
And he got himself 5 seconds.
What is McJagley doing? He's lost some time in that Haas. He's slow, and he's lost out to Justin Tipsy.
Yeah, Justin Tipsy battling into turn 3. Justin managing to cover the line there, and just Tipsy not really finding the space around the outside. Jesus Christ, incurring the wrath of the stewards once again. 3 seconds for him. With a capital H.
Oh, we need this name. We need this name more often. Can he like drive in tier 1? I don't care about his pace. Oh dear.
So end of lap 3. So Hugo is now starting to, if not exert any pressure on the back of some idiot, at least make his presence felt just a little bit. He's got the benefit of DRS, of course, as have the people behind him as well, Copy and Speedy. And just a little bit close in terms of thinking about an overtake down this main straight. Maybe not quite close enough, but almost close enough.
Yeah, I mean, some idiot hasn't managed to break the DRS train apart, and now it's going to be a game of training ERS, and try and get as close as you can with that overtake button, and it is a possibility to overwhelm someone who doesn't see it coming with the overtake.
Danny on Alexander, sorry, with the move down the inside. Danny on those medium tyres, getting it done into turn 3. Very nice move. So he's up to P9.
Yeah, Alexander, to those who don't know, I drove one race last season at Coda, and he is currently an ACC full-time driver and a McLaren, and he's
fantastic.
Very quick there. So,
good stuff.
Yellows, and that is a Haas. That's McJagley, I think.
Yeah, he just got a penalty for, I guess, something at turn 3 or 4. Good to see Matt Jagley racing, by the way. I don't know Matt Jagley. How many people know Triton on Satoshi? What happened there? Satoshi must have made a mistake out of the right-hander, because Triton making the move there. He's gonna have to defend now into turn 13. Satoshi on the outside with DRS, but Triton covers the line. The side by side, nice move from Satoshi. Gets it done around the outside and gets that place back.
He's done that very well. Puts himself ahead of the Australian driver in Australia. So Satoshi showing some really good pace, and he is going to give other drivers headaches.
Danny once again on Formula
really
Chris. Oh, he is
really close, and he's got the overtake button activated, so has some idiot. I wonder if there's going to be a move for the lead already. Yugas does not fancy staying in the DRS train with some idiot. Instead, he's making the move on lap 5, but it is defended by Cody. For once, his car gets a little bit sideways there, outside that, but that's not an overtaking spot, so there's no way for Yugas to pass there. That was his first attack, and it already shows his intent, and that one is to fight. he does not plan on staying behind for long.
Yep, absolutely fantastic from Hugo's. Really nice racing between the two of them. They both gave each other plenty of respect there. And it's going to be hopefully a season-long battle between these two and between some others at the front. As Justin, yep, he has. Don't see whether he has any damage or not, but looks like he's okay. Something we should mention as well, Danny did make his way past Formula Chris on the front straight on that last lap, so he's up to 8th and homing in on the back of Hagrid, who's on the soft tyres.
Speedy has got himself a penalty, but he's also gotten himself onto the back of Copy, and Copy, of course, is on the back of Yugos, and it's going to be a very interesting situation with them because, you know, it's the usual, it's my usual lecture about how it's nice having, like, being behind someone, but it's not as nice if you try to overtake people and there are people behind you waiting for you to make one mistake to get squeezed off of one apex when you're trying to make a move and then you lose a position. It is stressful, and I think Yugos and Copy are going to feel some of that stress very soon.
Yeah, seems like it. One thing I want to note as well, I don't know if you've noticed, you probably haven't because it's a really minor thing, but I'm just looking at the tire temps on the steering wheel, and they seem to me as though they're accurately showing the temperature of the outside, which is going to be fun because I'm just looking at Speedy's, and he is turning in a lot.
Does your brother-in-law have a 4K monitor or something, or how in...
Yeah, he does.
Oh,
so,
well,
okay, yep.
Because I can't see anything.
I see. All right, so yeah, that is why then.
Okay.
So I can see them pretty clearly. They're small, but I can see them pretty clearly. Yeah, I know. You know, plebs can't keep up with my hardware. It's you know, it's fair enough. But but yeah, that's going to be because yeah, looking at Speedy's temps, they're much higher than everyone else's.
Oh, no.
Was why I said that, and might explain why he's falling off the back of the pack with those two. Somebody has had an off. Who is that? Can't see. The yellows have gone now.
I actually can see everyone's tire temps if I like put my face really close to the screen, except Speedy's because he's in a Williams, and they are just pixelated. But Yugos is
except
like fine.
Copies. Yeah.
Copy. Oh, right. Yeah. Speedy's not in a Williams anymore. Oh god.
Yeah, you're used to Speedy being in a Williams, but he's not anymore. He's in a Renault.
Finally, a teammate who is able to beat me after I completely trashed my last teammate last season.
Exactly.
By, like, I don't know, 7 points, and he
he must have been a scrub.
Incredible.
He must have been a scrub. Hugo's very close to the back of some idiot. Hugo's got a penalty though.
Oh,
so I think that's his first. Yeah, already it's he got 2 warnings on the first lap, and he just got his 3rd warning. So some idiot also on 2 warnings. Copy on 2 warnings as well. Speedy on 1 penalty. So that's the situation up front. Speedy's fallen right off the bat. What happened? He must have made a mistake somewhere. Those tyres obviously giving him grief, as they are wont to do, those soft tyres in Australia. They will fall off in a hurry, as we've lost one of the Mercedes.
Slash.
Mr. Slash has just reset to track.
Oh dear.
I saw that, Mr. Slashy.
Dear.
I saw you reset to track.
He comes round sideways. Why is he in
Hugo
overtake?
pitting. Hugo pitting, and so does
so
Speedy. So those two, yep, looking for the undercut. He's going to put the hard tyres on, of course, which is as the graphic informed us, pretty much the only strategy around here. You don't want to be too stopping. Soft to hard is pretty much it.
Yeah. Could do soft to medium, but it's just like not worth it.
Yeah.
He is ahead of Hardcore, who is, I think, a Tier 2 driver. I've seen his name before, and I only broadcast Tier 2, so I think he's a Tier 2 driver.
Cool. Hagrid, who's having a great race up in P5, gets himself a penalty. And he's got Danny Coe for company, or he will have very soon. Wonder if he'll dive into the pits before then. But the 2 leaders now, as they are, Some Idiot and Copy, we'll be thinking about those pit stops from Hugo and Speedy. Speedy was a little bit further off the back, and Speedy's lost some more time. I don't know where that time has gone, but he's a few seconds now behind Hugo's. In fact, close to 10 seconds behind Hugo's.
He's like an atheist because he's having problems with Jesus Christ.
He is having, yeah, that's true. He overtakes Mr. Jesus Christ, and gets himself P12 for the time being, and possibly Eternal Damnation as well. But you know, we'll
a small price to pay.
small price to pay, exactly.
Eternal Damnation. Oh no.
Copy pits, and so does Triton from
Idiot
P2
doesn't.
and P4. Yep, some Idiot and Satoshi and Hagrid as well, all staying out.
Alexander speeds in the pit lane. That's not good. You should not do that. Yugos on copy, and he's got that. So Yugos didn't gain too much, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he gained probably about what you'd expect, which is like almost a second with the lap on fresh hard tires compared to Copy's old softs.
Has he got the DRS train? Like,
he is 2/10 off it at the moment. But, I mean, long term he will have a small advantage, but only a small advantage, so be interesting to see what happens. Copy gets 3 seconds, so that's his third warning.
Yeah, if I was Copy,
he gets himself.
If I was Copy, I would just put Rich Mix Overtake, because it's way too important to stay in DRS. But I mean, he's using it now. Yugos isn't, so he will probably get a little bit closer, but he's not using it like down the entire straight, he's just using it at the start of it. Which, I mean, makes sense, of course, but I think he could get some more performance out of this by using it longer. 1.1, Yugos might have done this very well. I mean, Speedy's practically out of the fight for the lead after this pit stop, and
some idiot goes another lap, by the way.
Oh no.
Wonder what some idiot's thought process is. He's obviously not struggling too badly with the tires, so 10 laps on those softs, which is a long while considering they did qualifying as well. Now, where are people going to come out? Satoshi is a good few seconds behind the lead group. Copy still at that 1.2, 1.3 sort of gap. As the Haas of Satoshi does come out in front of Triton. He's going to be under pressure, I think, though, from the Ferrari into turn 3. Triton with the overtake button on. He goes to the outside. Satoshi, a little bit of rudeness between the two of them there. Just squeezing each other just a tiny bit. Triton still on the inside. Satoshi's still there. Oh no! And Satoshi not leaving the space that he needed to leave on the inside, and around in true Vettel style goes Triton in turn 4.
Betrayed by his race engineer. Oh no. No, the other way around. Satoshi killing his race engineer. Oh dear. That's indeed sad.
So Triton, I don't think he got any damage, but he certainly lost a good few seconds there.
Formula Chris is still with Jesus Christ, and I just realized that I still haven't turned on tires, but no one complained, so... I mean, you just care about it if you want to make me sad. Admit it, everyone. /LP is online on Uplay, which is a good commentary on the state of his race, because it is over. I didn't
it certainly is. Yeah. Jesus Christ falling back, and some idiot's got another lap. What's going on here? Is some idiot actually on... No, hang on.
He's doing mediums, I'm sure. Like, I mean, he's doing something.
Yeah, he must be. Yeah, he must be. So he is, I'm pretty sure, going to be undercut by probably both Hugos and Copy at this point, but he's keeping up a reasonable pace, honestly. He's not losing time to Danny behind, which is very impressive on those old soft tires. He must be babying them Hamilton style, or I don't know who else style, who likes to baby tires in Formula 1, but certainly some idiot has been looking after them.
Lewis is just like one of these hyper-caring parents that like is in panic every time you think something goes wrong. Oh, no,
he gets 3 seconds. He gets a penalty, though, so some idiot with his first penalty of the race. I think everyone in the lead group now has one. And he does pit at the end of lap 11, so surely he's going mediums. 18 laps, there's no reason to stay out to lap 11 otherwise, is there? So I think he's going to be putting on the medium tyres.
McLaren is facing a big penalty as their driver reverses down the pit lane. Thank you, Codemasters.
Oh no.
I was quite cursed. Oh god. Bance, what are you doing? Also, why is Banson like, what is this? It's decent.
Alright, so
completely.
Yeah, I don't see anything like that, so that's pretty fun though. Some idiot's come out. He is some way off Hugo in the lead. 6.5 seconds off Hugo and 5 off Copy. So that is a big gap to overhaul. He's got plenty of time to do it, and he does have a tyre advantage, a pretty significant tyre advantage as well. But it's going to be interesting to see, and it spiced this race up very nicely. It's going to be interesting to see whether he can pull this one off.
I wonder if he's miscalculated.
Triton on Formula Chris around the outside of turn 4. Sorry, he gets that move done up to P8.
A Ferrari passing a Mercedes, that's quite the upset, I must say.
But yeah, I wonder if he's... I wonder too if some idiot has practiced this, and is... we know he's a... In contrast to his screen name, he is certainly not some idiot. He's
a very
one of the...
idiot. What?
One of the most sort of racing IQ, high racing IQ drivers on the grid, I would say.
Yeah.
Very rarely gets himself into scrapes with other drivers, and doesn't usually get stuff wrong in terms of strategy and in terms of racing meta.
Yeah, last season there was a race where we even got Julian to say that he's not quite sure, like, how legit, I mean, as a joke, but like how legit some idiot's tire saving was, because he did Mexico in a soft medium one stop.
Okay, yeah. No, I mean, I've seen his driving is very smooth, very, he does not do the big inputs as Satoshi. Oh, we had a good look at Speedy there at the inside into turn 3, but decided to back out of it, which was just as well. But yeah, he does drive very smoothly, very, very smooth inputs, and that's what you need if you're going to look after the tires.
Danny
3 seconds for Danny.
Yeah.
Yep. And Copy getting a penalty, so that's his second penalty. It's not like Copy. We don't see this very often from him, but certainly now he's in Hugo's DRS, but at what cost to his overall race? Because in trying to get into Hugo's DRS, it seems as though he might have just gotten one too many warnings, and he's now at a pretty major disadvantage going into the second half of the race.
As Jensen in chat points out, if Hugo is smart, he lets Copy into his DRS. It happened now. I don't know about that. Is that because otherwise, like, Copy falls into the clutch of
yeah, I think the idea is that when some idiot gets there, he's going to have difficulty overtaking Copy because they both have DRS.
I think that is it.
I think that's the rationale behind that, and it does make perfect sense. In all honesty, though, I wonder if well, no, he's gonna, because his medium tires are going to wear quite a bit by the time he gets there. So maybe that is right, but certainly, I mean, it's a risk for Hugo's in the sense that, of course, he risks Copy overtaking him in the second half of the race with his DRS, but certainly. Certainly, yeah, I can see that being the right play here.
Some idiots close like 2 seconds since the start of his, so he's like, I mean, he's like 2 seconds, 1 second per lap faster, I think. Maybe you can check that in Race Director, because I'm not really sure. He is going.
Sorry, who's 1 second a lap faster?
Some idiot then.
Oh, some idiot. Yeah, I'll have a look. I'll do the big comparison. So some idiots last. Hang on. Yeah. Okay. So he's about to cross the line now. So his first flying lap out of the pits was a 23.1. That last lap was a 23.7. Hugo's is doing low 24s at the moment. So yeah, 1 second faster the first lap out of the pits, and then half a second the last lap. So. Well, he's going to be there, isn't he, in a few laps' time? Even if he's only able to do the high 23s rather than the low 23s, but he's going to be there.
Yeah, I feel like by the time he's actually going to get to threaten the two drivers ahead of himself, he is going to run into troubles with the tires being really close to the crossover point, and I expect the crossover point to be like, I don't know, lap 22, 23 or something? That sounds right to me.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, I would have thought. Well, maybe, I mean, some idiot did stretch his softs a long way, so it might be a lap or two later than that even. It might only be the last few laps of the race where he's actually at a disadvantage. But yeah, Copy has 2 penalties. We didn't note that before, and Sunny in chat is on top of his game because he's asking you to show tire status. There we go. And you had preempted that. But it's not only me that cares about it; it's him as well. Penalty for Speedy. That's his second.
I turned it off earlier because it was bugged for like Danny and Bans and everyone. So I thought, well,
Yeah, fair enough. No, I'm not really calling you out. I'm just having a giggle because Sunny had put it in chat.
Oh, it's still bugged for it's still bugged for Danny. I don't know. I mean, of course his tires are 60 laps, so they started on them. That's big.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's bugged for me as well actually. Yeah, the mediums has 0 laps, but I just sort of tuned that out because it was obviously wrong. But yeah, Danny, by the way, still leading this race, driving a fantastic race, but he does have 3 penalties now. He got 3 warnings on the same lap, on lap 15, in fact, which got him another penalty. So he is struggling to keep that Alfa Romeo on track, and he's going to be pitting, I would imagine, within the next couple of laps. It looks like he's going on to softs as well for the second stint.
Tara, what do you think? How will it affect the order of this race that Jesus Christ has left the session?
Well, I think in a lot of ways it's it's an allegory for the modern world, isn't it? You know, Jesus Christ has
a very Cicero thing to do.
Jesus Christ has left the session. Unfortunate for him. He'll be back, I'm sure, probably in 3 days' time.
I knew it! Oh god.
So 13 laps to go in this one. Hugos is in the net lead of the race from Copy and Some Idiot, and battle is going to be joined between those 3 very soon indeed.
Do you think
Ocean was on top of that joke as well.
Yeah.
Props to Ocean in chat.
I know, right? I mean, I needed this because I'm the only prophet here. Okay, I don't have tolerance for other prophets. I'm sorry. That was blasphemy at its highest. Do you think Danico might play a little Ferrari by letting his teammate pass and then blocking Copy?
Yeah, I mean, it's not very sporting, but he might well do that. I mean, he's going to be really struggling on those tires. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he might make it easy for Hugo and not so easy for the other 2. I mean, as Jensen said though, it might actually be a bad thing if he does that, because it means that Some Idiot is much more likely to pass Copy without Copy having Hugo's DRS. Certainly at the moment.
Yeah, he might.
Danny's still in the lead of this race.
Sorry. He might give Hugo's DRS and then dive into the pits as soon as he can. That might be the thing he's gonna do, because otherwise, I mean, he's reached his pit window more or less, and otherwise he's just going to lose roughly 2-3 seconds by letting the others pass that he doesn't need to. Speeding with another penalty. Can you send me an invite?
Oh, you've crashed. Okay.
Lost connection to Steam.
Okay.
Do I even need an invite? Wait a second.
You should be able to join through me. Meanwhile, the situation up front is that Danny is not letting Hugo through, and he is in fact backing Hugo up into Copy. So these 2 for the lead of the race right now. This is they're on different tyre strategies, of course, but Copy with a run on Hugo here into turn 13, and a little bit of contact between the 2 of them, and Hugo runs wide. Copy runs into the back of him. Some Idiot as well. Very interesting. Copy, I think, realizes that he was the one at fault there, and he lets both of them through.
What?
And sorry, are you back in?
No, I'm not.
Oh no. Are you? Hang on, let me throw you an invite.
No,
hope you enjoyed the radio commentary.
I am back in, but I can't see anything. Now I'm back in.
Oh right, okay, good stuff.
So I mean, that's what Jesus Christ. That's what happened.
Oh no, but that was what happened. Oh, Copy has damage as well. So Copy pitting. I guess he lost some of his front wing there with that incident. So Hugo, I was going to say catching a little bit of a break, but the thing is that Some Idiot now is in a very strong position to attack Hugo. We've got yellows for Hardcore, who's lost control of his car at the just before the second sector split in the right-hander, the slow right-hander, so he's recovering. But yeah, Copy, and that was, I guess, why Copy got out of the way, but Copy's certainly the one at fault there, running into the back of Hugo and pushing him wide. But now battle very much joined with 10 laps to go at the front between Hugo on the hards and some idiot on the mediums. Hugo with a penalty, so what's that situation then? Just taking a little bit much off the chicane, and 2 penalties to 1, so some idiot now in a very strong position coming to the end of this race.
Speedy's gap is quite big. I think is he gonna lose a position to Satoshi? Speedy? Might be...
I don't know, with the penalties, he might well do.
Also, did you know that Danico is currently driving on 18-lap-old softs? I didn't either, but Codemasters knows.
Oh, they both have 3 penalties. Speedy and Satoshi, so that is a straight fight at the moment, at least. And yeah, so yeah, that's what it shows for me as well with Danny. So that's obviously not right. He's on fresh softs. He changed them on lap 18. Meanwhile, up front, this is where the action is right now. Some idiot not really able to get a run on Hugo. The issue he's going to have is that even if he passes Hugo, he's not really going to be able to get away. And at the end of the race, when it really matters, Hugo is, of course, going to have the better tyres, so I wonder what he's thinking. Triton with 3 more seconds.
Chris? No, Formula Chris is fine. Formula Chris is in a fight with Copy, actually. So Copy is making his way through the order after having made his mistake earlier. As Tipsy Bob pits another time, so I don't know what caused the yellows. But
yep, I don't know why that.
Oh, Satoshi's been passed by Danny. Yeah.
Yep, Danny making his way through. Danny will be homing in on the back of Speedy very soon as well. He's looking good for this podium, is Danny. Really good drive from him. But up front, some idiot not really able to put too much pressure on Hugo.
Doesn't need to
and he's
either.
surely running out of time. Well, he doesn't. And yeah, the penalty situation is such that he just needs to avoid getting a penalty. What's he on at the moment? He is on 2 more warnings, so he is 1 warning away from getting himself another penalty. Hugo on 1 warning for his 3rd penalty. Danny does the fastest lap of the race, which is no surprise. He and Copy are going to be dueling it out, and maybe Tipsy as well for that fastest lap. There's an AlphaTauri, I don't know which one that was, as we are joined by my nephews.
Brilliant.
Apologies, folks. It's going to be a fairly consistent. If the commentary is working out here from the States, it's going to be a pretty frequent occurrence, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I mean, I heard you're already getting them. You're already pushing them by beating them in Mario Kart. So.
Oh yeah, no, no mercy from me as far as Mario Kart's concerned. I I don't let them win.
You know that.
They don't need me to let them win. In fairness, they're almost as fast. As Danny having a good look at Speedy around the outside, wheel to wheel around the outside. Turn 13, Speedy trying to hang it on the inside with the old tyres, but does eventually have to yield to Danny. Speedy running a bit wide as well. Danny into 3rd place.
And
front 2 very close into turn 3. Some idiot not able to have a look though.
Lock up from Yugos. Goes a little bit deeper. Now he's feeling the pressure. I don't think some idiot wants to let this come down to penalties. Just
hopefully not.
13.
As Copy managing to pass Hagrid very easily down the straight. I don't think Hagrid fought that one at all.
Vance gets a penalty. He's in P14, so his race didn't really recover from the start.
Yeah, it's a shame that his race got ruined by the start. He was looking pretty spicy up there in P6 he qualified, I think.
Yeah, it was good qualifying from him. He's also actually done some practice for once. So that's not my words, that's his words and my words.
Vance and no practice is a pretty ancient meme at this point.
Yeah.
He certainly does practice, but certainly doesn't try hard in the way that some others do. He is a very quick driver nonetheless, though. So 6 laps, in fact 7 laps, because this is the start of lap 23 out of 29. Hugo and some idiot very close to each other indeed. Some idiot, though, not particularly interested by the looks of things in having a look into turn 3. I wonder if he is just biding his time and waiting for the penalty situation to come to fruition. He is only 1 warning away from making this a straight fight, though.
He is up by roughly, I'd say, like 18%. Oh, was that the penalty?
Oi, 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 no penalty, but it was certainly a mistake, and he is now going to have to do a good couple of corners to stay in DRS here up to turn 13. It looks like he might have done it, but just this fast chicane, this is the sort of thing when you're under pressure and you need to not get a penalty. This is the sort of situation where it can just be a little bit tempting to overreach, but again, some idiot is a seasoned driver, a very good driver. Hugo's made a small mistake there into 13 as well, just the little bit of a lock-up at the right front, so some idiot looks like he is safely back in DRS without having incurred 3 more seconds.
Jensen, do you really think the game cares about you losing time when you go off track? I do not think so. Justin's been passed by Bans, and in fact we have... Oh yeah, we can see him right now. He's slowing down for the leaders now. Did he give Yugos DRS? No, he didn't. But Yugos is almost out of ERS though. It's 16 against 46, so some idiot might be able to reel him in just for that. I mean, he needs to be there, so Yugos is forced to spend some ERS just to keep his position, and that is the way for some idiot to go now. Yugos also kind of needs... I mean, he needs a miracle now, or a mistake from Cody, if he wants to win this, just because of the penalties. Which...
A mistake from Cody is pretty close to a miracle in terms of how often it happens.
Look at the track limits. He's so close to him, he's riding the line, but...
No, he's very precise.
He knows exactly
Always
what he's
has
doing.
been, that's what you have to do.
Always has been.
So 5 to go as they cross the line this time. But I mean, whatever happens between these two, this is a mouth-watering prospect for this season. This the battle between not only the two of them, but Copy as well and Speedy, who certainly, I mean, he says he's not really up to speed, but certainly was able to stay with them for the first few laps of the race, and he'll only get faster. So I'm looking forward to this season. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
So
Even if I don't get to drive.
Will you actually broadcast it, or what's the plan? Because I actually don't know.
What, for the season proper?
Yeah,
I'm happy. Yeah, I mean, I can. If you wanted to do it, you absolutely can do it.
I can't. No, I
you
want
can't.
to drive.
Of course, yeah. Oh, right, yeah. for 2SRL. Yeah, I mean, I think so. I need to check with my folks that like this has been okay, as it were, and the amount of noise. I'm aware now. It's funny because I didn't think of this at all before I did this broadcast, but just in terms of like the volume, there's a reason it's called shoutcasting. Oh, a mistake from Hugo, just gets a bit Larry there on the exit of 13. But there's a reason it's called shoutcasting. It's because like a lot of the time it's high volume, right?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that I haven't disturbed people too much.
Actually,
is all I'm going to say.
I think
I'm in another part of the house, so
I've gotten a little bit quieter since I've done commentary with Joel, because he's kind of like taken my role.
Okay.
Except when
cool.
Triton spins, then I lose my...
Triton spins! Yeah.
Bailey Thompson spins!
Oh, yes. The moment of heartbreak for Mr. Thompson.
Oh, idiot!
Oh,
I saw
there
that.
it is! There it is, the 3-second penalty for some idiot, and now we have a race, folks. Now we have a race. We got 4 laps to go, and we got 6/10 between Hugo and some idiot, and we have a race. Those two. It's a duel for the win in the last 4 laps of the race.
He's gotten. I mean, I thought that it wasn't really a winning strategy to just stay behind and hope that you don't make a mistake, because oh my god, to stay with Yugos, you still have to push. It's not just like coasting to the line, and Yugos already driving the defensive line, so he feels this, and I feel like somebody does. I mean, I feel like his battle spirit has just come alive all of a sudden, because he's driving really aggressively. He's almost overdoing it. I don't know.
Are they real decent cars? Is Hugo going to get DRS here from these two? Yeah, he is. Okay,
yeah,
so Hugo gets DRS.
There's actually a fight between Mac and Vance. And they can't drive into each other because they are...
Do you get slipstream from Ghost? He was trying to get slipstream there, was Hugo. Do you get slipstream from Ghost?
I think you do, because they are actually there. I mean, they're not disconnected.
Ah, yeah. Yeah.
Just ghosted.
Wow. So yeah, my HUD, by the way, is telling me that Danny has done 34 laps on his softs as some idiot almost loses the back end and almost into the wall at the exit of turn 4, and he is driving the wheels off that thing right now. No more Mr. Smooth, no more Mr. Measured. He is going for it.
Yeah, I'm just worried that if he heads into the S's like this, he might literally drive the wheels off this thing. So
yeah, it could happen.
Try not to. He's at the edge of DRS, so he's under massive pressure right now, and I feel like Yugos is in control because his tires haven't gone as much as Idiot's, but that was really smooth through there, and he gained like 2/10 in just the S's. So he's certain. I mean, his tires are certainly not.
Oh, Hugo's 3 seconds!
Oh my!
Oh, Hugo's has thrown it away after being in such a good position.
Oh, how the turn
with 2 laps to go. And Hugo has, well, he was thrown the race in his direction, and he's thrown it right back at some idiot, because that's going to be a painful one for him, because it was his to lose, and it looks as though he may have lost it.
Oh no. Well, now it's a winning strategy to just hang on with Yugos, because I mean, some idiot is good enough to not get a penalty in the last laps. On the other hand, we don't know if he checked for it yet, so he might not know, and he might not check every lap or something. So
yeah, I think they're in a voice call. I'm not sure, but I think they might be in the voice call. But whether they tell each other what their penalty situation is another matter.
Hugo's just hoping that some idiot over pushes and crashes the car doing it.
Yep. Well, he does make a mistake there, some idiot. And he's out of DRS now, so Hugo, this is a challenge for him, isn't it? He's got a lap and a half.
Won't happen,
yeah, he's got a lap and a half to make up 2 seconds.
My delta's frozen.
The pressure is on. Hang on. Yeah, your delta is frozen. Yeah, the gap is 1.2 right now. I'll try and keep you up to date on the gap as best I can.
I don't think this is a Lando Norris moment for you guys. I don't think he can like outrace him so much on the last lap.
Well, no, I mean, if some idiot drives a good lap, then he can't. He needs 1.7 seconds at the line to be faster by 1.7 seconds than some idiot. Even some idiot on worse tires is an extremely tall order. But, you know, the pressure's on here, and who's to say that the man in the Racing Point isn't going to succumb to some of the pressure. They've both shown signs of, if not cracking, then at least being aware of the pressure that's on them. But yeah, it's not looking good for Hugo, unfortunately. I mean, having said that, this is going to be a very dominant second place, in the sense that these two are very far ahead of everyone else. 17 seconds ahead of Danny, who's also driven a great race from the back of the grid.
Yeah, he is, I mean, and he's also done 38 laps on his tires, so you gotta give him that. Joel,
absolutely.
Joel is your biggest fan, he says.
Oh, Joel, good to see you, man. It's really good to have you in chat, and I've really been enjoying what you've been doing in the commentary box while I've been gone. You've done a fantastic job. A mistake again from some idiot. Just a little bit shaky, but It's not going to be enough for Hugo, who is going to be disappointed. But I mean, having said that, he's going to take some solace from the fact that he has been very fast here today. He crosses the line first, but some idiot wins the race by 1.6 seconds on penalties. And that was a fantastic duel between the two of them. We have Copy on the back of Satoshi here. Copy gets himself a penalty. I wonder if that puts him into play here. Because I'm pretty sure he only had 2 before. He has 3 now, I think. I think Satoshi only has 3 as well. We'll see as they cross the line. Danny crosses the line third, having done 40 laps on those softs, according to my HUD at least, in a 29-lap race. Speedy finishes 4th, Satoshi 5th, and yeah, Copy was, in fact, had 1 more penalty than Satoshi. He finishes 6th. Fantastic race, fantastic race. I really enjoyed that.
Also really good from Hagrid. He's gonna finish P7. We've not seen Formula Chris drive before, but he was also good. And he might
good race from him.
Penalties. It's being a little,
he did.
It's a little bit laggy. Yeah, oh, that's just me. Okay, good.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, it's fine for me. Yeah, Formula Chris did get 7th from Hagrid. Triton's going to cross the line now on the medium tyres. He's got a lot of penalties. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so we're only waiting for...
Finishes P9.
We're only waiting
I wonder if he's...
Tipsy and Jesus
I was going to say, I wonder if he's vulnerable to Tipsy. Even though he's 20 seconds ahead of him on... Yeah, probably not, but certainly he lost a lot of time with penalties there. Tipsy crosses the line. He finishes... Was that? I think it popped up 2 seconds behind him. So it was close. Triton had a lot of penalties, as it turned out. Driver of the day is the man from Yorkshire, Mr. Danny, who takes that one. Drive. I mean, that's richly deserved. I think. I don't think I'm going to particularly argue with that.
Yeah.
Danny 18th to 3rd with the contra strategy. Really good stuff from him. Made up 8 places on lap 1. But. There we go. I mean, for a pre-season race, I mean, it's not like a super serious championship race, obviously, but that was a pretty good spectacle. I thought that was. I mean, there was some, the lap 1 desync stuff was annoying, but as far as the spectacle went, I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, I also like the new ERS, and I think as everyone slowly gets to terms
Look at those penalties.
Going to in a moment. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can see that it got harsher.
Yep, absolutely.
That is fun.
Props to Formula Chris, by the way. I didn't realize 1 penalty for Formula Chris. That's the least of anyone in the field.
Yeah, so that was a very nice introduction into the game, so to speak. I have high hopes. I think this could be. I mean, I know from driving it personally that it is a lot of fun already, and that. The racing feels good with the car actually having downforce and those things. And also from watching this, I think the racing is good enough for the commentary to be even more exciting and for the broadcast to be even more worthwhile watching. And that is a good development. I don't know. Are we doing interviews or are we not? Are we?
I don't know. It depends if we can do a couple if people want to do them. If not, then that's cool too. But so I mean, I kind of want to hear from both Some Idiot and Hugo after that, because that was I don't know if that's the shape of things. If that's the shape of things to come into SRL this season, sign me up, because that was a lot of fun to watch and just a lot of fun to see. Certainly the progress that Hugo's made over the last few months. And yeah, he's going to be quick this season. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to be. I mean, who, if anyone, is going to be able to fight him. Well, I mean, Some Idiot. But apart from that, I don't know how much time Danny lost on his way through the order. Maybe without that, he would have been closer and able to contest. It looks like Speedy and Copy kind of need to step their game up a little bit, but then again, there was that incident. So, did Speedy get damaged on that?
Speedy did not, I don't think. Copy certainly did, though.
Yeah. So Copy could.
But yeah, I mean, Copy was right there. He was right there with Hugo. He was on the same strategy. He had a 1 lap better tires, so he was doing pretty well. But certainly. Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's just going to be a lot of fun. Those 3 drivers at the front, and they're going to be joined I'm sure by more as the season
Yeah,
unfolds.
we have. Wait, do you know the new roster? We've got some quite quick boys.
Okay, I haven't had a good look.
We have got. Maybe
certainly-
you remember him from LOR Yeponi or Ikoni or whatever. He is very
okay.
fast, and also from the last EGL tournament, we've got Corsac.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, he drove one race last season, didn't he? And completely dominated it.
Yep.
Yeah, and completely dominated it.
His teammates
So.
with Copy as well. So.
Oi,
it's
oi,
going to
oi.
be an interesting time. So, even though Yugos and Idiot kind of ran away with this, I think Speedy and Copy could have been closer, and also there are going to be more people who have that sort of pace, and so I think at the front it's a multi-horse race for the victory, and that's going to be very nice. Also, it was very nice seeing this unfold today. If anyone wants an interview, they should come into, let's say, general chat 3 or 4 or something, where we know it's not, where we know it for sure.
Yeah,
So
I'm
Satoshi-
just gonna ping Hugo. Just gonna ping Hugo a message.
Satoshi knows exactly what I'm gonna say. That's brilliant.
What is it?
Let me-
Satoshi knows what you're gonna say.
Oh, are you going to do the interviews? Am I finally free?
Oh yeah, I mean I could do that.
I need to wait. Okay, Satoshi is going to be moved in.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Satoshi.
Hi.
You have the broadcast open, don't you?
Yeah.
What do you think the question is?
About what?
The question I want to ask you because I'm salty.
Yeah, I turned back on.
Okay, good to know. How do you like driving in F1 2020? I mean, I'm personally loving it, and I've heard positive from like most drivers. But what's your take on it? What do you enjoy about it?
It's pretty good actually. Like, I needed some time to get used to it. About mostly the handling. And I actually, before the race, I was talking to myself that, I'm gonna finish outside of the top 10 or something. But when I actually did my third lap time, I was like, what? Why am I supposed to be here? Like, I expected first, to be honest, by my pace, but yeah.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
I did sweat some TT, and I mean, honestly, my target was getting your target, so I know you beat your own TT there. So
I actually improved. I actually improved before the race. My TT is a 19.5 right now.
Oh god damn it! I've got work to do. Well, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And the racing in this game, is it like any different with the overtaking?
Yeah. I need to get used to it with the ERS, you know. But the more bad thing is like the track limits.
Yeah.
It was like I get like 5 warnings in 2 laps or something, or even I got a penalty, 2 penalties in 2 laps or something. So it should have been less. So I have to work on that.
Well, if it's any consolation, you definitely weren't the only one.
Yeah, everyone's
Lots of other people had multiple penalties in the same
Yeah,
lap.
yeah.
I thought Danny get like 4 in one lap. I think it was 4, either 3 or 4.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, I need to work on that. That I need to get less penalties. I think because like the track limits are so biased. Like you get a warning where last year you didn't get even one and you can extend it, like turn 6, or the chicane after that. So yeah, I need to get work on it for sure, but I have a good feeling about SLR, of course. Not to blame Timo, but yeah, I have a more competitive teammate than last season.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, what the hell are you trying to
I didn't even mean to say that.
Trust me, I know what it's like to have Timo as a teammate. I completely
and
understand.
you also know what it feels like to get obliterated by me just because you didn't race and race this mirror. That's pathetic, man. Get on my level. I have speed now.
I didn't even mean to say. I didn't even mean to.
It's okay. Yeah, you've got Gaze.
But
I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know, but yeah. If my possibly my goal will be like be on his pace, because like in tier 2 we have some drivers like Legend, Iason, and Justin as well, I think.
Not sure.
Nah, Justin is tier 1. So, but yeah, I need to like practice a little bit more, but hopefully I will be in the top 3 this season as well.
Yeah, I mean, I hope the same, but it's not a
Yeah,
guarantee.
we will see. We will see. But for the most, like, I have to like work on the penalties. So hopefully, I can solve it with less penalties.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, I think everyone has to work on that. That's
yeah. Or hopefully it
only
will be fixed. Or hopefully it will be
I
fixed.
doubt it. I think it's intentional. Well, thanks for the interview, and
Thank you.
2 drivers that are most certainly going to be in top 3 territory and finished 1-2 this race are now in the interview channel, and they are Mr. Hugos and Mr. Some Idiot. Hello.
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 Tara, do you want to?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that was really fun to watch. You guys were in voice, right? So what was the chat happening between the two of you?
Hugo, if you wanna say.
You can go ahead.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Just there was a few of other friends in voice call as well, so we were just talking about race. I was streaming it in Discord for them, so we're just kind of you're testing things. You're testing things. That's kind of the approach I was taking at it. That's why I was trying the soft medium. Just
yeah, I was going to ask you about that
different.
because I don't think I don't think anyone in F1 2019 that I sort of the league races that I did in Australia there figured that soft medium was a thing that was competitive. What made you think that in F1 2020 it was, and do you think it is?
So the main reason on 2019 is because the softs would fall off so much.
Mm-hmm.
In 2020, I don't feel like the softs fall off as much anymore. I feel like they've maybe done something with the tires to where a worn set of tires doesn't just completely and utterly collapse. Mind you, we're 2-3 weeks into the game. That could completely change. I'm someone who just likes trying different strategies just because it's more fun. One, it's more fun to me, and two, if it's just you get to expand the horizons of what you have available to you. And for me, the soft medium is good, but my main issue was when I got in traffic, when I really got close to Hugo, about 10 laps into the mediums, like our tires were getting closer to equalizing and all that, but I was really struggling with oversteer and dirty air. Main issue is I have more front than rear wing on my setup, so it's already going to cause a bit very twitchy. And trying to add in, you're following another car, the rear is going to get very jumpy. I was playing around with the brakes, I was playing around with the differential, trying to see if I could find a little bit more on throttle grip, and it just lacked it. I think Hugo did a solid job keeping me behind, and then late in the stint, the tires started to swing back towards the hard to being better, kind of like in 2019. So there's a lot of similarities to 2019. It's just, it's a new game. You want to try something different. That's why I thought maybe it could work. Maybe it can be competitive. There's still more testing that needs to be done. I think it can work. I just might have to build another setup and try another car philosophy to make it go fast. That's a rambling answer, but does it answer it?
No, it's a really good answer. Very comprehensive. And also, I mean, I just want to say, like, it's encouraging to see that sort of thinking is the way that quick drivers think about going fast in F1 2020, because if there's sort of I think it says a lot about the game as a not as a simulation necessarily, but certainly with simulation aspects to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm someone who thinks F1 games are simcade. I'm not someone who says they're a full proper sim. Hugo, you might disagree with that.
Oh, we had a brilliant discussion in general chat like some weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Exactly. Exactly. But
Hugo,
sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just about to ask Hugo about his race. But okay, I'll do that then, because I mean, just in terms of time, it's a little bit tight.
Go ahead.
But
my apologies. Go ahead.
But yeah, Hugo, it's interesting because I mean, obviously this is my first race back, having been away for sort of 4 months and I've kept in the loop somewhat, but not a huge amount with stuff that's happened in 2SRL and SLR. But probably the single biggest difference in terms of drivers and how they've been doing and how they've been performing is you. Because when I left, you were sort of you'd have a battle with me and it would be back and forth and we'd have a tussle. Now I'm pretty sure I can't get anywhere near you. So what happened and how have you improved so quickly?
I think I was just motivated a lot more to get quicker. So I started looking at things I was doing differently to people who are faster than me, and I just tried to improve on areas that I was weak in. And it seemed to have helped a lot. So
He's analyzing.
Yeah, no, it certainly has.
I mean, last year's game I wasn't very quick, but I would say I was quick. But then on this game, and I think it just suits me a lot more. I feel really confident on the throttle and brake. So yeah, it seems to have gained me some time on others.
Yeah, no, fantastic. I mean, yeah, it's been really cool to watch not necessarily watch the process firsthand, but certainly like see the results of it. Having after a few months' time, it's been really quick improvement, and it's good to see. And yeah, I mean, that's how you improve. You analyze your mistakes and you correct them. And you've obviously been sort of doing that process a lot, and you've been motivated to do it. So it's really good to hear. How are you guys thinking about the season coming up? I mean, obviously you guys are both going to be championship contenders, I would say, based on what we saw today. Any sort of thoughts on how you expect it to go?
You go first, Hugo.
In my eyes, Beamer is still championship favorite.
I know. Yeah. it happens.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. All he needs is for everyone else not to participate in half of the races,
everyone else
like I
gets
did last
swamped
year.
in Florida. That's what
Yeah,
I mean.
exactly.
But it could happen. I mean, if the time comes halfway through the season and I feel like that's my path to the championship, I will gladly unleash a global pandemic to win this. I'm determined. Did I just cross a line? I think I did. I am going to win this, I'm sure. Thank you.
I'll give an answer to this as well. I quite literally think half the grid can win any given race. It's going to be really down to how someone can points race, how someone can be consistent week in and week out. And like I said, I think half the grid can win. I think every single person in the field could be a solid point scorer. It's really just going to be how well can you race week to week, how few bad races can you have, and just consistently bringing that week in, week out. That's always, I think that's going to be what's going to be crucial in the season. I think that's the mark you're going to be looking at.
Just to add on to that, I'm not sure if the safety car was on in this lobby, but in the other two 50% races I did, we got the maximum amount of safety cars we can have in a race on both occasions.
Aye. How many is that?
5.
5
in each race.
Safety
Well,
cars.
we had 2 full safety cars and 3 VSCs.
Yikes.
So I think keeping the track limits clean is going to be extremely important in this game.
Yep, that does make it a lot more important to be clean. And yeah, I'm talking about earlier in commentary, they've changed the way the penalties are applied as well, so that it's a little bit more consistent, but also a little bit more punishing. Which I don't know. I think they're probably good changes.
Yeah,
I'm on board with that.
My last penalty in that race, it was like, I don't know how to say it. It wasn't in a place where you would expect to get a warning. It was
Okay.
Very marginal.
I'm not sure if you saw, but it was.
We did see it, but I don't remember.
Was it the fourth to last corner? Off the exit of the fourth to last corner. So
Oh
when it
right,
gets
so
past
so
right,
turn
and then
13, the one at the end of the long straight.
Yeah.
I believe, is that correct?
On the
Okay.
exit curb, I got on it and it gave me a warning.
Yikes. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah,
Yeah,
in 2019 you'd sometimes get those and sometimes you wouldn't, but most of the time you wouldn't. So people did
Also-
it and then they got one and were sad about it.
Also, I got a warning from copy hitting me, so
Oh right. They're not the same
Really?
warnings though, are they? Have they changed it so that they're the same warnings when you get? Because they don't
no,
they don't count.
as in copy. When copy hit me, I went off track and they
Oh, you
turned
went off
back
track. Oh yeah. Okay.
and
Yeah,
gave
fair
me a
enough.
warning for track limits.
Oh well, that sucks.
Yeah, track limits are going to be. I think Timo said, in fact, is it's going to be very. It's going to be. You're going to be deciding races on penalties, which I think is very unfortunate. I'm not. It should come down to who can make a pass on track. Something I struggle with, I'll admit. I struggle with my overtaking. I'll be honest.
I know.
But it should come down to who can run up front, who can stay up front. It shouldn't really be down to who can keep. I mean, of course, there's a concept to it. Is you don't want to just massively cut every single corner. Obviously not. It's just the races shouldn't come down to inches on exit of a corner or the like. I don't think
Fair enough.
that's not.
Yeah,
what
I mean, I think that's right. I don't know. I don't know if there's a penalty system out there that makes it that sort of softens that or
ACC.
changes it. I mean, yeah, I was going to mention ACC, which is draconian in the extreme. But if that's the way it is, four warnings and you get a. It's not a drive-through penalty, is it? It's a stop and it is a drive-through. Okay, I thought it was a stop and go penalty, but yeah, it's a drive-through. But yeah, that's pretty bad because that's 30 seconds. But yeah, well, fantastic to hear from you guys, and fantastic to watch that race. Even though it was only pre-season, if that's a taste of things to come, that'll be fantastic.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you for having us.
No worries.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It's really good to be back.
So, I think that wraps up the broadcast, and oh god, I mean, this has definitely made me hungry for more racing on F1 2020. It's going to be really exciting to see the new season unfold from next week on. I don't have the entire schedule in my head right now, unfortunately, but we now have the tiers on SLR in order, so we're gonna start with like SLR Tier 4 or 2 SLR Tier 3 and slowly build up until we have the Tier 1 races on Sunday and Saturday. So make sure to check in for those. Do you have any? Oh god, this wasn't even supposed to be. This wasn't even intentional. Do you have any final
That's
thoughts?
alright.
Yeah.
My final thought is bring it on. It's going to be fantastic.
The easy way out. See ya!